Hi Horizon, here we go with Artrageous for second grade. We are working on the elements of art today, and we are going to make something really fun. To start with, I'm just going to remind you guys what the elements of art are. On this sheet of paper, which is our art book, kind of for elements of design, you can see all of the elements of design. Line, shape and form, color, texture, space and size, and value. All of these are very important for how you show your art or your illustrations, and we're actually going to use all of them today. With that, I want to focus just a little bit. We are going to do one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and even three-dimensional in the design today, in addition to all of these elements. And if you follow me, the line is length, right? So we're going to do some lines today. A line is a squiggly or something that's not enclosed. It's one dimension. Why? Because it goes one way, right? It can go up or down or left or right, but it's just a line. It can go zigzaggy, but you can see there's no enclosure here. It's just a line, okay? Shape and form. Shape becomes two-dimensional. Why? Because we have length. Just like we have length in a line and we measure with a ruler, over here we have length in the square, but we add width, just like we do in the rectangle here. And it's the same for the circle. We have a radius, and then it goes all the way around. It's all ways, right? And it's an enclosed line. So that becomes two dimensions because it's basically a flat shape. So the shapes you learned in kindergarten, those are your two dimensions. Three dimension has the length, which is L, okay, from the line. So it's got the length, which is the one dimension there, plus the W, which is width from the two dimension, okay, plus height or depth. So in a sphere or in a cube, it's a ball or it's an ice cube because it goes up. It's got depth to it. There's more to it. There's more inside it. Okay, so another way to look at this is you have a street or a road. Here you might have a lake. You walk around a lake and it meets. And here you might have a mountain. So that's kind of the idea. One-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. You guys will work on that a lot in elementary school. And we're going to work on that with art. Now, what are you doing today? Well, we're not making mountains, but we are going to make a snowman. So this is one of my favorites. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So this is what you're making today. And you'll see that we use lines and we use our flat shapes, which are circles, and we use size and space. And what we do, it becomes three-dimensional. So it looks like the snowman's going up and we're looking down on him. So he's going out. So it's kind of like it's an illusion of depth on paper, which is exactly three-dimensional. It's basically using in the creation of the height and the depth to make it look three-dimensional. So that's what we're doing today. So what are we doing? Step one. The first step is basically you're going to get this white piece of paper and you're going to trace, color, and cut. So you're going to trace first. So you get the stencils, and you don't have to have all three. You can kind of share, but you have to get all three on your piece of paper at some point. So you want to get the bottom, the top, and the middle, and it's really easy. All you have to do is trace around with your pencil, and you can hand it to your neighbor so they can use it, okay? When you're done tracing, then you color. So trace, color, cut, right? So you're going to trace, then you're going to color. So like right here, we're going to color, but we're not going to color in. No, 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 no. We are going to shade, which is value, right? So we're just going to color the outside. And you don't have to be perfect because it's just a shadow. It's shading. So you just want to go ahead and color on the outside like that. And once you have them all done, you're going to cut them out. So trace, color, cut. Once they're all colored on the outside line, then you're going to cut. And you will have shapes like this. So you will see you have three circles, and they will have the color. You want to keep the color, so you want to make sure when you cut them that you cut on the outside of the color, so that pretty color is there. You can choose gray. We're kind of going with cool colors. So gray, black, blues, purples, violets, those kinds of colors. So once you're done, you want to cut all three circles out, and it should look like this. You should have three circles, okay? So then you've got step one done. Step two, you pick a color piece of paper in the background. They're all cool color paper, and I want you to use your cool color crayons. So you can use green, but for the most part, we're looking at purples, blues, white, gray, black, those kinds of things. And what I would like you to do on your background is to try to draw some snow effects. You can do some snowflakes. Snowflakes are usually hexagon, which is like 6 sides. So I like to do 6 lines like that. And then you can draw some swirlies, and you can do swirlies of multiple color. They don't have to be the same color. You can add in multiple color like that and mirror it. So I would like for you guys to do some design, and not a lot, just a little bit. And when you're done with that, that's step 2. This is one-dimensional. We're working in lines. Then we're going to take our 2-dimensional shapes. These are shapes, flat shape. And we're going to glue it down, just a little bit of glue. So right there, you're going to dab a little bit of glue, and then you're going to put that down, and then you're going to put the middle down, so that's the bottom, and then you're going to put the top down. So what we're doing is we're using our 1-dimensional as our background, and we're using our 2-dimensional shapes, and we're going 3-dimensional because we're building on it. We're going up. So basically this has a 3D effect because we've used size, which is an element of design, to add to the form effect. And the last thing that we're going to do, which is step 3, is the details. So after you glue your snowman down, and you can glue your head anywhere you want, once you've glued him down, and again, very little bit of glue, just a little bit of glue goes a long way, okay? And then you're going to put on these little sticks, and you can cut these all from these pieces of paper. So there's a bunch of pieces of paper for you guys, which are all colors, and you can cut the sticks. Then you can cut the nose, just little scraps of paper. It's real quick. You don't have to be very careful about it. Just slip them off. Here's some scraps of yellow that I think would be pretty for a scarf. You can see they're just a polygon. They have 4 sides, right? So you just cut some simple 4-sided shapes. Don't worry about it. And you just simply glue them down. And all of a sudden you have a snowman with some detail. You can do some marker eyes. And I like to do some lines for his mouth. You can do a straight line, you can do a squiggly line, you can do a dotted line. You can put dots on for the for like his let's see, the buttons. You could do a corn cob, you could do a top hat. There's some things you can do if you have time. There's some textured paper for you guys. And then make sure that your name is on the bottom and that you have a label on the back. The parents will help with that. And we will get them hung up. We hope to hang them up. So enjoy. This is a lot of fun, and you guys are creating a true masterpiece. Why? Because we're using all 7 elements of design. We're going from 1 dimension to 3 dimension. Very cool. Have fun.